So who in the Democratic Party is going to rise and meet the moment right now and push back with what's about to come? It's Governor Gavin Newsom of California. He just released a statement. I want to read it to you right now. It was very powerful. Governor Newsom said the following. He said, Vice President Kamala Harris set out to fight to defend our fundamental freedoms and build a country that works for everyone. She stood up for working families, decency, and opportunity. Though this is not the outcome we wanted, our fight for freedom and opportunity endures. California will seek to work with the incoming president, but let there be no mistake. We intend to stand with states across our nation to defend our Constitution and uphold the rule of law. Federalism is the cornerstone of our democracy. It's the United States of America, and Governor Newsom capitalizes the word states. And he's drawing a clear line in the sand right there, which is don't tread on us. I know you've made threats before about the state of California, Donald Trump, but we in the United States, in the state of California, which contributes more to the United States GDP than just about any state, we are going to stand up for ourselves, and we are going to push back against threats to our Constitution. That is refreshing, and that's what I want to hear. But by the way, let me be clear. I think Governor Newsom at all times has gone above and beyond as a surrogate both for President Biden and for Vice President Kamala Harris. Like, remember this from July 8th, 2024, when Governor Newsom weighed in on the steps the Biden campaign has taken since the June 27th debate? Just watch how Governor Newsom messaged it back then. Play this clip.
Governor, the best campaigns, the winning campaigns, always right the ship. What is your message to voters out there, regular people, not the pundits, not the talking heads, who saw President Biden in that debate and thought he was too old?
Well, I think you're doing just that. They're riding the ship. You saw the rally in Wisconsin. You saw the work that he did this weekend. I just left Pennsylvania. I had 7 stops in Philadelphia. We're in Pittsburgh. I was all over Michigan. And they're doing everything they need to do to reach out directly to voters, to meet with people where they are. A lot of calls that have been leaked, for better or for worse, a lot of outreach. And I think they're doing exactly what they need to do.
What about those high-profile Democrats, some in Congress, who are saying he does have to be replaced at the top?
Yeah, it's just the overwhelming majority of Democrats that are not saying that. Overwhelming majority of Democrats that are not only saying they have his back, but are actually demonstrating that by supporting him, being out in the campaign trail. I've seen a bunch of them over the last few days, over the weekend, over a holiday weekend. They could have dialed it in, they could have stepped back, but they stepped up and they're continuing to fight. So we're seeing that. It's expected to see a few people expressing those doubts, and perhaps even more publicly. But I think they're doing what they need to do to course correct.
Or here, this was from July 4th, 2024, when Governor Newsom delivered one of the strongest reasons why he was going nonstop campaigning for President Biden. And I should also say, at this time, following the debate that President Biden had, despite it being a bad debate, I'm not sure you remember, but at that time, President Biden's approval and actually in the polls started doing, better as people were rallying around him. Here's what Governor Newsom said then. Play this clip.
They don't pay you. They don't even reimburse you. I've been going wherever I've been asked, whatever task, large and small, because I believe in this man. I believe in his character. I believe that he has been one of the most transformative presidents in our collective lifetime. I really believe it. There's a decency with Joe Biden. And I'm old-fashioned. Character matters, but I'm also old-fashioned in this respect. Results matter. Politics is not just performative, not just entertainment. It's about getting things done. And it's been a remarkable 3.5 years from my perspective. It's been, dare I say, a masterclass. And I don't say that lightly. And I hope we pause. Democrat, we're so good at focusing again on what's wrong and not celebrating what's right. That's right. Yeah. And so I just want to talk a little bit about that for a second. I mean, we are the envy of the globe. Doesn't matter where you go. The rest of the world looks to us and says, what are they all complaining about? Look at this economy. 40 straight months with unemployment at or below 4%. Best in our lifetime. Lowest unemployment for women in our lifetime. Lowest unemployment for blacks in our lifetime. Lowest unemployment for Hispanics in our lifetime. The lowest uninsured rate in our lifetime. One of the lowest poverty rate. What is it about this, Democrats, that we can't be proud of?
So you fast forward, and then Governor Newsom becomes a staunch surrogate for Vice President Kamala Harris. And look, I'm from California, so some, inside baseball. Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Newsom, were, rather competitive in California. They always got along, but, they're two of the most prolific politicians in a state like California. And many people suggested that, Governor Newsom would be someone who should run at the top of the ticket. But, Governor Newsom met the moment and understood what his role was. And I think, demonstrated a great deal of humility. And watch what Governor Newsom said about Donald Trump on October 20th, 2024. Play this clip.
Governor, it's great to see you. And there's so much I want to get into with you. But I do want to start just with the Trump of it all, because what struck me is he's been canceling lots of events and interviews, lots of them. It's quite a contrast, of course, with Harris. But as for Trump canceling interviews and events and ducking another debate, I mean, you're someone, you know him, you've paid attention to his psyche for a long time. What do you think is going on there?
Well, I mean, I've said this from day one, he's weakness masquerading as strength. He's a broken person. And you're seeing that. He's becoming increasingly, and it's remarkable to be able to say this because he's often graded on the curve, but he's increasingly acting deranged, unhinged. The rhetoric coming from the Harris campaign absolutely mimics what we're watching. I mean, you saw that 39-minute curious excavate of just narcissism on another level, where people had to sort of stare at dear leader as he was dancing or zoning out. I mean, this is a profound and remarkable moment. And I think he's not meeting that moment. I think he's increasingly concerned about his own candidacy himself. And he's going back to these safe places, Fox and Friends again this week. And the questions are yawningly predictable. And he's becoming increasingly derivative of even himself, more and more, dare I say, boring as someone that has followed him closely. He's not as interesting either as he once was.
And in light of everything, let me show you how prescient Governor Newsom was. Here he sounds the alarm about Elon Musk and Donald Trump's behind the scenes chicanery. Play this clip.
Oh, and he was out campaigning for Trump last week, dancing on the stage. I wonder how dangerous you think, as somebody who studied this, who signed this bill, his influence on this election has been and could be.
Well, it's what we know and it's what we don't know. We do know that he's contributed at least $75 million to the Trump campaign. We know that he's out there campaigning for him. Look, I've known Elon for over 20, 25 years, one of America's great entrepreneurs and innovators. But this is not the person I knew even 2 years ago. And I, with respect to Elon, I just don't have the confidence that there's other things that he's not up to behind the scenes, not just, again, what he's expressing quite publicly. And I'm very concerned about a country where people like Elon Musk, others that are sucking up to Donald Trump, that will undoubtedly be carved out of regulations, undoubtedly get massive, even larger federal contracts. I mean, it is an American oligarchy that can be formed here. It's, again, very, very serious. I hope people are paying attention to what's going on and those that are sucking up to Donald Trump right now. And unfortunately, seeing this from Elon Musk breaks my heart a little bit, again, as someone that really admires his entrepreneurial and innovative tendencies. And of course, we're all beneficiaries from that as it relates to vehicles and issues related to the work he's done in space. But I'm increasingly concerned about those kinds of relationships, not just him, many others that are supporting his campaign.
And then I want to show you this. One of the things I liked about Governor Newsom back in 2023, when he was just saying, look, you want to debate me, Ron DeSantis? Let's just do a debate. I'll go on Fox. You pick the moderator. Let's go. And so they had like Hannity be the moderator, and Newsom went on there. And I thought Newsom had a great debate. Watch this clip.
3.9% unemployment, the lowest black unemployment in American history, the lowest unemployment for Hispanics in American history, the lowest unemployment for women in 70 years, the lowest black poverty rates in history. That's this administration's agenda. And by the way, as you smile and smirk over there, you should know this, the American people. Here's a guy who celebrated Bidenomics just this week, celebrating $28 million that came into your state because of the CHIPS and Science Act, one of the most significant economic plans since FDR. I'm proud of the work Biden and Harris have done.
Would you like? And here, Governor Newsom, I think, does actually a great job defending Biden's economy. And this was in 2023 before we saw the economy even do better in 2024. Play this clip.
Results matter. Inflation now is down to 3.2%. Wages are up to 4.4%. The economy is booming, 5.2% GDP growth in the last quarter. Those are facts you don't hear on Fox News. 14 million jobs, 10 times
Let me
more than
move
the last
on. That was the lightning round. Now, on March 31st.
You know, now ultimately, I think I have to share this with you because we have to be clear-eyed about the threats that Governor Newsom is talking about. As Governor Newsom said back on September 13, 2024, every voter should be made aware of this. Donald Trump admitted that he will block emergency disaster funds to settle political vendettas. Today, it's California wildfires. Tomorrow, it could be hurricane funding for North Carolina or flooding assistance for homeowners. Here, play this clip.
And Gavin Newsom is going to sign those papers. And if he doesn't sign those papers, we won't give him money to put out all his fires.
Then on October 18, 2024, Governor Newsom wrote the following. Donald Trump said he will take away $7.9 billion in school funding from California kids if we don't do whatever he wants. This man is unhinged and unfit to be president. I'll play that clip in a moment, but I want to say this about Governor Newsom. This is a time where leaders will step up. And Governor Newsom stepping up right now, coming out with that powerful statement. He's saying, I'm going to protect the state of California. I'm looking out for my state. I'm going to look to see what other governors are doing right now. But let me play this clip.
It's anything to do with school choice, also. Okay. But also, separate from school choice, we're going to take the Department of Education, close it. I'm going to close it. We'll have one person, could be you if you decide to retire.
Okay, Mr. President, here's what bothers me about that. So let's say you have a liberal city, let's Los Angeles, San Diego, and they just decide we're going to get rid of that history. We got new history. This is America built off the backs of slaves on stolen land. And that curriculum comes in.
Then we don't send them money. We would save half of our budget.
Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Hit subscribe and let's get to 4 million subscribers together. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.